Hi everyone, so this is my, I guess, Mother's Day vlog. Um, yeah, I know that my mom is getting older now, so she's getting to be 80 in a couple of years, and I'm hoping, she'll be around for many more years, but you never know. So that's why I like Mother's Day nowadays. This year just seems a little more special for me. So yeah, so there's my mom, and then I do have a lot of like other mother figures in my life, which I want to mention as well, since I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I have a godmother. I actually have two. Hai vú đỡ đầu, một vú nguyệt, she đỡ đầu lúc mình đỡ tội á, một tháng I think in Vietnam. And then when I was in Hong Kong, I got first communion, which Vũ Mùi. She is in Australia right now, actually. She is my godmother for my first communion. And then when I was in the Philippines, I know it's all these different countries, but when I was in the Philippines is when I did my confirmation, which is Tim Suk. And I forgot who my godmother was. I think it might be Mamui too. Yeah, then maybe it's still Mamui. I call it Mamui. And then Vu Nguyệt, my other godmother for my what is it called? My 1 month thing. She is actually in OC, and when I first moved here, I actually see her more often because she was like friends with my parents, so we see each other more. But lately, I know her husband passed, like I think right before my dad, and then just lately I haven't seen her much because she, like her health, she's gotta have like ailing health as well. So yeah, so that's the three like mother figures I have. And then my Bunguida, she's so like sweet, right? This is what I remember. This is why I want to be like someone's godmother, just to pass on this like wonderful like kind of responsibility, that you could give to like a young girl, right? So I remember when I was younger, I would have all these like envelopes saved up, checks from my godmother. She would send me like checks of like $100 every so often. So I would have like so many added up. And when you're a kid, you don't really, you don't really use money much. So it kind of just goes in like a box for you. But I was just like, not thinking of it. I'm so touched. And I'm wanting to kind of pass that on to the next little girl that I'm able to be the godmother of, to kind of give her some help in life, some guidance in life, and just, some more motherly figure love. And I know besides those three, I have a lot of other like aunties and like relatives, like cousins, but they're really my aunties, so the mom's age around there. A lot, and they're so nice and sweet on both sides, mom and dad's side. So I'm really appreciative to have so many people in my life that are like mother figures. Because I guess when you're older, or when you're a mom, that instinct is with you. So whether someone's like your own child or not, if for some reason you're able to, lend them a hand, or just some kind of like spiritual help, or just some kind of help in general, you would just do that. And girls, like, just in general, everybody in general can use a little help from everyone. So I appreciate everybody who's been like nice and warm and loving enough to me as a mother figure, or as like a woman figure, or someone that I can look up to, or just get advice from, or give advice to. So yeah, that's why Mother's Day is so important, just because your mom is almost like the one person in the world that has so much love for you, all her children actually, and others. So it's just like the heart of a mom, or the love of a mom, is almost like immeasurable. So we just want to like honor that love in life. So yeah, I'm on my way to see my mom. She's at the nursing home, like we know, and she has a roommate. Her name is Pakui Kokui. So every time I go to my mom, I say Kokui too. And then next door, they have another lady. I forgot her name, but she's like a Spanish lady. She's so sweet. But yeah, I see her too every time I go to my mom. I forgot her name, but she's the sweetest lady ever. But yeah, so I actually used to date someone of like Spanish descent. He actually was from Honduras, so I'm not sure if that's where she's from, but yeah, that's the descent. And then I know that in college too, I took like a lot of like U.S. border relations classes, you know, like, and especially now that it's SoCal, it's more relevant. But I know when I was in Davis, I took a lot of U.S. border relations classes, and I had roommates too in college. But last year, two of them were, one was from San Diego, Monica, and the other one, Deborah. I think she was in the Bay, but they're both like Spanish or Hispanic descent too. So I do have a lot of like ties or, you know, relation to the community as well. But yeah, kind of off tangent, but yeah. So yeah, I'm on my way to see my mom and her friends or roommates, whatever. And then I got her flowers and some balloons, and I got her like 3 different sets of like clothes. And then there's a sweater that I used to wear that she likes, and she's like always saying it's too big on me, so then I should give it to her. So I guess finally I'm giving it to her. I've only worn it like I think once or twice, but it does look big on me, so I'm just gonna give it to her. It's like a really cute sweater, but she's like, oh, it looked too big on you. You're trying to give it to me. So yeah, and I meant to like, so I meant to bring 2 more stemmed roses for Kukui and the other lady, but I totally forgot because I was in a rush. So I couldn't do that, because usually when I go see my mom, like even for holidays and stuff, I would get gifts for the other 2 ladies too, because they're so sweet. Every time they're so welcoming and like loving. So I feel like, you know, not that I owe them something, but I just want to give them some too, like for Christmas and stuff like that. I would actually get stuff for my mom and them. So they're just really sweet ladies. But yeah, that's where I'm going now, on the way to go see them. So yeah. So the drive to my mom's is about like 20 minutes for me. And actually on the way, there's like this really nice apartment right here. These are nice. I forgot what this is called, but there's another one on the left up there. It's called the Viv or something like that. That one's really nice too. Yeah. There's apartments over here. And then on the way there too, there's that Rodeo Drive, whatever. Yeah, that's like a lot of like food and shopping there too. I'm not really shop at food. Yeah. I will pass by it. This is on beach. Beach Boulevard. Always so much traffic on the weekend. Yeah, this is the other one, the big one that's talking about. That one's before that one. The first one that we saw, that one's just built. The one, I think, we have a couple years. There's this one too. Already. Yeah, this is the Vib. It's really nice on the inside. They have all the options on the inside. But yeah. Oh, the Verb. I'm sorry. VRV. The Verb. Not the Vib. And it's right before the Rodeo. It's not, I think it's called the Rodeo Drive or something like that. of a beach, which has all the like Vietnamese, American, and Vietnamese fusion places. Fun place. And it's in here. I think that's like Fahalik and some boys. Well, there used to be a bunch of boys. I hope it's still there. But yeah. Okay, so this is on the way into where my mom is. So there's our Mission Palms. So I guess I can just. Thì bạn mở hết rồi. Ok. Ok. Mở đôi coi không? Màu đẹp ha. Đây là một bộ. Có 2 bộ nữa vậy đi. Thì size mã đó, cái con mấy con nó biết mà. Hai cái bộ này đẹp này, còn không biết bộ đẹp nhất nhưng mà. Bộ nào đẹp vậy? Vải đã ha. Con muốn mua bộ cho con luôn. Cái món đây thì món sáng này mà thích cái loại này mà không? Mở ra. Mà cái màu đấy có thể mà thích này ha. Rồi cái áo này nếu mà nhớ cái áo này mà nói hết được con mang rồng chứ là mà thích rồi đó. Thích tăng cho mã luôn đó. Nó có thể cái áo này cũng hơi rồng cho con nên chắc là vừa mã hơn. Ok.
Thank you nhiều.
Dạ. Đây là phong mã. Sau mã là hơi sáng là có cái ánh này tới phải không? Anh bên doanh bàn của chị Loan tại thăm nó đưa hoa đồ thử nè. Vợ con. Có vợ có con rồi. Cái bàn của chị Loan đó.
Nói là con thằng nó 10 tuổi, 10 năm sau con mới có con nữa.
Lấy vợ 10 năm sau mới có con hả? Thì cô Quý là ở giường này nè. Cô đang coi văn nghệ. And then có cái bác kia thì chị ở bên này. Oh, ma'am. She đã nằm ngủ. She has flowers too. Okay. So yeah. Those are 3 ladies I visit. Okay, so I just got done with seeing my mom. It was nice to see her. I know that before I was going to see her like more often, but she's been there like I think over 3 years now. So as of late, I feel more comfortable, or like, you know, it's okay with seeing her a little less. Because before I know that I would have to go see her like at least once a week. But lately she's been a little better. I know my brother, she said my brother stopped by earlier today too for Mother's Day. And then there's this gentleman named Yuan. He's my sister's friend. And I know that he's been wanting to see her. So I think he came and see her I think twice this week, she said. So that was nice of him. He brought her flowers as well. On my way out, I did get to see Ko Gui, which is her roommate that I was telling about. She's so cute, she's so sweet. So I got to say hi to her, so that was nice. But yeah, back to my mom, since it's like her about Mother's Day. So I'm gonna say a little more about my mom. So she was born, I think I posted this before, her birthday is October 12th in 1947. And she was born in Quảng Bình, Vietnam. And I've always thought that her family or her root or her ancestry is Người Huế, but she said that she's Người Trung. So her family is Người Trung. So that's her kind of like origin or family. And then she is the youngest of six siblings. Youngest, they have 3 boys and 3 girls. So she's the youngest girl. And I think all of her siblings have now passed. It's just her and her older sister, my Yi Phước, left. And Yi Phước is in Vietnam. So hopefully I get to see her next year when I plan on a trip to go Vietnam next year. So that'll be kind of nice and exciting. So yeah. And my Yi Phước, I think she's like she's 85. Like, I think she's 5 years older than my mom. Maybe she's 83 right now because my mom is 78. So yeah, they're 5 years apart. And then I know that growing up, I think she lived with like her family, her parents. And then she did also live and work with her older sister, like live with her sister's family, Yi Phước family. She was doing some kind of like pharmacy or something like that. So doing that for a little bit. Supposedly she told me she was a police officer at one point, but I don't know how true that is. But I know that she did do pharmacy work. She was like some help with the pharmacy things, with meds and stuff like that. And then now after, she got married and stuff like that, she kind of did some sewing or just like some fabric sales and stuff like that. Just sales, I guess. Selling fabric and doing stuff like that. And then I guess after that they would be in to come to the US, but we were in Hong Kong for 2 years, in the Philippines for 2 years. I know that in the Philippines we had like a small shop, so there's some kind of shop, like a small business kind of thing in the Philippines. And then they came to America. So yeah, and I know that when they first over here, my parents were like, I think they did a lot of restaurant work. I know my dad went to college. I think he might have graduated from college, a degree or something like that. A degree. But my mom, I don't think she went to school. But she did have odd jobs here and there, like restaurant work or something like that. Housework too. What's funny, I have a funny story too. Like, I remember like when I was living in the city called Paradise. So when we first came here, we were in Beaumont, Texas. And then we moved to Paradise, California. And I went to middle school there. I made so many friends even though I was like new there. But like my mom did like some housework and then ended up one of the houses that she worked for. Because for some reason I went with her that one time. And it was from my college, from my classmates. It was so funny. And what's funny is that I didn't even know my classmate was Vietnamese or part Vietnamese. Because his mom's Vietnamese, but I guess his dad is white. I thought he was white because, his name was White and I just knew him as Alan, right? And then I went there with my mom. I'm like, what, Alan, this is your house? And like, it was so cute. He actually ended up helping us do the housework and he got yelled at. But, because, you were I was his classmate. So he was just being nice. He didn't know, like, you're not supposed to help people do the housework. Because that's what we were hired to do, or my mom was hired to do. That was a funny story, but yeah. Yeah. And then other than that, I think she, I don't know, just regular stuff until, retirement or whatever. But yeah, and now she's at the nursing home. She's almost 80 years old, but she still seems okay, So hopefully still some years left. I have a very whatever, I don't know, interesting or just story about her and the last time they had a stroke and stuff like that. So my brother, so that day, the day we had the stroke, this was like 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. I visited her that same day. So, and I talked to her, and I knew she was okay because I was there with her, right? I was like, she seemed fine, and then I went home because I visit her every now and well, but when she was living with my brother, I visit her like every weekend or during the week too. And then she had a stroke, and my brother had to call ER and stuff like that. And then my brother actually thought that she couldn't make it, she thought, you know, he thought that, oh, she's gonna pass or something like that. So then that's when he told all the relatives. Oh, my mom emergency room. He told me too. But I was like, I knew that she was okay, because to me, she seemed okay when I saw that day. But I guess something happened where she had a stroke, and then she ended up hospitalized in the ER, and then ended up after that going to the nursing home. But before transitioning to nursing home, yeah, my brother thought she couldn't make it, but I had faith. I'm like, you know what, my mom, she was fine when I saw her that day, so I had faith that she could do it, right? So I talked to all the doctors, and you know, finally they were able to just kind of like revive and make her better, kind of thing, you know, after the stroke, because you know it kind of affected her a lot. Like, I know her leg was paralyzed and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm so glad that she made it a few more years now, until now, right? That was like I said, 3.5, 4 years ago. So imagine if she passed like that long ago. That's like, yeah, she was so young then. Now she's almost 80, which hopefully, because some people live, you know, beyond that, right? You never know. So yeah, that's the story of my mother. Oh, and in the family, she was closest, I think, with my sister, my older sister. Because you know, that's your oldest child, so you like, kind of, they have, for some reason, the personality is usually, because that's like, you depend on that person, they're like responsible, and the oldest child kind of thing. And she, my brother, older brother, got along too. She, my younger brother, got along too. Me and my mom, we haven't like, we didn't have bad relationship, but we haven't had the best relationship, because I was always closer to my dad. But I think like ever since my dad passed away, which is like 5 years ago now, we've gotten a lot closer. I don't know for what reason, but like maybe my personality changed, I'm not sure. But you know, me and my mom have gotten like a lot better. Our relationship has gotten a lot better since he passed. So now, like, I feel like now, you know, well, I feel like I'm not close to her lately. Like, you know, we talk a lot more often than before. Well, before I did talk to her too, but just like in terms of like how our relationship is, like if we get along or don't get along, or clash or don't clash, or like, you know, angry and stuff like that. That's, you know, before that was more often, and now, you know, it's a lot better. So that's good. Yeah, but she's always been like a super wonderful mom, because you know, as all moms are, they're like, they always try to, you know, do the best for you and have the best life for you, kind of thing. So that's what moms are, and that's what they're like. So yeah, so I'm appreciative of my mom, and I think she's wonderful. And I'm home. So this, yeah, I park here. That I'm right here in the quote unquote garage, but it's a converted studio. Look all these flowers that like my landlord has, right? Look at all the flowers. You can't even see anything really, but this is the main house right here. But yeah, I'm here, and there's more flowers at the front. You can't see, but yeah, this is me right here too.